This is a lie right here. It's not a dire need for me to sell the property, but life is really short and my wife is battling cancer. You see how he's protecting himself here, but this is the truth. This business can be very, very boring. Do you guys see why more advanced real estate investors stop going through agents? Okay, cool. So guys, I don't know what calls we have. I have not looked at them, but we had Victoria look at all these calls and she scheduled these calls down for us. And so that's what I'm going to be doing, is making these calls based on what Victoria was able to schedule. So let's jump into and see what we got. I have no clue. Literally have no clue. I don't have enough time to read the notes, but bring up Jordan Hirschfield. What's up, Jordan? How you doing, homie?
I'm good. How are you?
Jackson, Wyoming? Are you kidding me? Freaking love Jackson, Wyoming.
Hello.
Hey, is Cheryl there?
She's not.
Oh, dang it. Okay. Do you know when she'll be available?
I don't.
Okay.
She's gone right now. Is this about property stuff or?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, she's having me handle all her properties, information and stuff from now on. So.
Okay, cool. What's your name?
I got Tyson.
Tyson, what's up, man? My name is Pace. How you doing?
I'm good.
I'm really good. Have you been talking to Jordan on my team?
Yeah, she reached out to me yesterday, said that you guys would be calling.
Yeah, she left me notes, but for some reason they kind of got deleted. What was the latest conversation you and Jordan had together?
Not a lot. Just she said that she was the one that put the offer in last year. We've since changed some things. Obviously it's for sale by owner now. And then we, dropped the price pretty substantially and then added like another 70 acres or something. It's 100 acres now and quite a bit less money. So that's kind of things we went over. Other than that, not much else. So. And
did you guys talk about maybe getting you a little bit higher number and just doing some seller finance?
She didn't really mention. She said that she had a money guy that she was going to talk to. I think that's you, but she didn't give me any details on money side of stuff. So. Okay,
well, maybe this might be a short conversation, but maybe I'll plant a couple of seeds and maybe you talk to Cheryl and we have another conversation another day. I am Jordan's money guy. What I do is I partner with her and I bring down payments on a lot of her properties. And so I'd say 80% of the time we get sellers to give us seller finance on a portion of the purchase. So allowing us to give them a higher purchase price, but do monthly payments on a portion of the purchase. Do you know if Cheryl would be open to something like that?
Well, I know that's kind of what you guys proposed before. I guess it depends on like how much down and everything, because she not only has to buy a new house, but has to pay off some debt too. So
okay,
it would have to make sense for her to, to make sense to get her into something else, plus, pay down some of her bills. So,
okay.
Saying she's not, we've talked about, all her finance stuff. So she's, I guess, what would you guys propose? As far as like how much down and all that?
That's a good question. I'm not really a good negotiator. In fact, I'm like the worst negotiator on the planet. I'm just the person that writes checks. But what usually will happen is Jordan will come to me and I have about 30 other investors that come to me as well. And I just allocate my money for the following quarter. And so the reason why I'm asking the question of, hey, what are your guys' terms you're open to? Is so I can go back to Jordan and say, hey, I'll allocate this kind of down payment towards this type of deal. If Jordan doesn't use my money, she loses it for about 6 months and I go put it other places. And so I'm sure that Jordan probably wants to work out a deal. She's got until, Jordan's got until May 1st before I allocate my money other places to figure out if I can allocate money on this deal. Is there any way that you and Cheryl can have a conversation of what down payment she'd be okay with and we can have another call?
Yeah, I can talk to her. I do know, we'll give you a little bit of inside information here. We do have a full price offer on the table right now for the house and the property and everything. We haven't signed any paperwork.
Awesome.
I mentioned that to I mentioned that to Jordan yesterday. Like I said, we're not locked into anything yet. It's in the preliminary stuff, but
Why wouldn't you guys sign that? That sounds awesome.
well, it's just because somebody wants to buy something doesn't necessarily mean you want to sell it to them. It just depends on what somebody wants to do with the property. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know. I was funding a deal in Montana about 6 months ago, and the broker on the deal said, we're going to go with somebody like $75,000 higher. And I said, no problem, take it. They came back 5 months later, said the person never performed. They actually caused a lot of problems, and we ended up buying it and closing a couple of weeks ago. So I totally get it. You don't always want to close with every buyer.
No. And like at the end of the day, this is a family property that's been in the Heiner family name for a long time. And one thing that's important to us is what is the property, going to be used for? What is somebody's intentions with it? So just because somebody gives us a full price offer doesn't necessarily mean that we like sign on the dotted line ASAP. You know what I mean? It's definitely something that we all chat about, consider, and talk about like what are the long term, because at the end of the day, we still own another, 600 something acres next to the property we're selling. So it's not only who's buying it, like what is going to be the long-term ramifications of like, the particular buyer, and how's it going to affect our property down the road. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things to consider. It's not just about,
that makes a lot of sense.
The bottom line, you know what I mean?
It's legacy. It's making sure you have the right buyer. You got a domino effect with other properties you own still. That totally makes a lot of sense.
So it's just because somebody comes to us with a full price offer doesn't mean we're just going to jump on something. So anyway, long story short, we definitely want. I mean, I think right now we're super competitive with the price.
Yep.
So I do know for sure. Just chatting with my mom, she's not willing to drop the price anymore right now. So she'll definitely want. I can tell you right now, she'll definitely want full price. But
I don't think the price is the problem at all. In fact, if she was willing to do some sort of seller finance, I bet you Jordan would even come up on price.
Yeah, no, and that's like I think your guys' original proposal. There was definitely some things that were hanging her up.
Do you remember what they were?
I don't remember. I think I can't remember the all the ins and outs of your guys' terms. I think there was like no interest, and then like she was only getting like a couple million down, and so it was like it wasn't even enough for her to like really buy something and then like get rid of some of her other debt. So like it didn't really make sense for her. But
makes sense.
Yeah, I do know she's going to need a substantial, and I don't know how much like. You guys are thinking like,
is there any way you can find out? Cause I don't know. I just need to know how much I need to allocate for Jordan. Is there any way you can find out from your mom what she'd be willing to put, have Jordan put down so I can allocate the money?
Yeah, I can have a conversation with her and get some more details on what and like terms and all that. Like, I don't know what you guys, she's going to ask me a bunch of questions that I'm not going to know. So like, give me like your typical term, like lengths and all that too. So I can go to her with that too. If you know, like kind of ballpark of what you guys normally do.
Every deal is a little bit different. I'll tell you the wide variety, and that's not a good answer for you, but I have a deal that we just put $0 down. The seller's giving us 0% interest and they give us 50-year terms. That's a crazy deal. And the reason they did that is because they didn't want to pay taxes on the gain. And then we have another deal up in Montana. We put 50% down and the seller was willing to seller carry the other 50%. We gave him $100,000 more than the other cash offer. And so every deal is a little bit different. The goal is not so much to buy the property. It's to buy the property and make sure the seller is happy, right? Because your mom is our bank. And so I want to make sure that we go to the bank and ask her what her terms are. You don't go into the bank and tell the bank what terms you want. You ask the bank. So I would just here's what I would tell your mom. I'd say, hey, I've got a buyer that's willing to come up a little bit on price. They're not going to negotiate price. They'll even come up a little bit. There's Jordan, who's already submitted an offer in the past, has a guy that is bringing money to the table to partner with her. And he's given her till May 1st to figure out if she's going to do the deal or not. And I would love to allocate the money. No big rush. And you can just shoot me a text and we can get on another call. No rush.
Yeah, that sounds good. Unfortunately, she's I knew you were going to be calling tonight. She's actually she went to a show with her friends or something. So she's actually couldn't be part of the conversation, but she's kind of let me handle. She's got a little overwhelmed, to be honest with you, with this stuff. So she's just kind of like, here, drop.
It's calls. It's calls. It's different personalities. You never know if people are telling you the truth. You're trying to like. You're dealing with a lot of stuff. I get it.
We've had 50 different realtors like, oh, I guarantee we could get this thing sold for you. Like if you just list it with us. And it's like, we're offering any realtor like a commission. It doesn't matter. Like, and they still, I'm like, if you guys could sell it, then go sell it and we'll give you the commission off of it. But then everybody just wants that like guaranteed commission. It's like, none of you guys are willing to do any legwork for any sort of money. It's just like, everybody's the best realtor on the earth. And
meanwhile, they all put the house on the same exact market and shop at the exact same buyers and they waste all your time. Yeah.
Oh, it's been frustrating. So she's got a little overwhelmed with it. So she's kind of like dropped it on me to like kind of handle her stuff. But for sure, I'll have a conversation with her and kind of fill her out on what she'll need, like money down and all that.
Yeah, no worries. I'll shoot you a text message with my contact info, and you just follow up with me in the next 3 days. No big deal.
All right. So, where are you from?
I live in
Scottsdale
and Montana. So in summertime, I'm in Montana. Wintertime, I'm in Phoenix. It's for obvious reasons. It's hot as hell here in the summertime.
Yeah. Where at? My wife's from Montana. Where are you at up there?
We're about 10 miles south of Kalispell. I'm in a little city called Creston, just north of Flathead Lake. And then we've got a bunch of RV parks up there that we own and campgrounds and stuff. We love it up there. It's so great.
So yeah, my wife's from a little town called Sims. She's just outside of Great Falls there a little bit.
Oh, great area. Are you in Jackson?
So we're about an hour south of Jackson is where
Star Valley?
Star Valley, yep. Yeah.
Bro, you're in the greatest place on planet Earth.
Well, I don't know if it's the greatest place, but it's a nice place.
It's hard to beat, I'll tell you that.
It is, yeah. The winters can be a little bit brutal sometimes, but man, the summers and the falls are awesome up here. But yeah, if you're into the winter sports, I mean, it's hard to beat the skiing and the snowmobiling and all that kind of stuff. But it's a nice area. Definitely gotten a lot busier in the last few years, like everywhere else. But
yeah, it's what happens when they make that TV show Yellowstone. Everyone wants to move to freaking Star Valley.
Yeah, that Montana has kind of blown up too. But
yeah. Well, congrats on, getting all those real estate agents out of your way. That's a big deal, dealing with 50 agents, but
yeah,
I'm here. I'm going to earmark money, and we finalized the quarter on May 1st. And so what we do is I close off my money. We deploy all of our capital, and then we have properties we refinance and we sell and we pull capital back in, and then I redeploy in 6 months after that. So if Jordan doesn't buy the deal, she'll lose out on my capital, but just for 6 months, it's not a big deal. And I'll come back and work with her again in 6 months. But obviously she's been on top of this. So if we could work something out, great. If not, no big deal.
Are you just like a hard money loan
company? No, I got to a point in my career where I didn't want to chase the deals anymore. I just wanted to buy and partner with people because I have a really big operation. I have about 200 employees. We operate all the assets, and people come to me and say, I'm going to bring a deal. They'll bring some of the front end financing. I bring the down payments, and then I bring a lot of the operations to the table, and I just partner with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you see the partner with like other like real estate investors and stuff like that?
Yeah. Like Jordan will be my partner on the deal.
Okay. Gotcha. What would your guys' intentions be with the cat? Like, is it something like you're just going to keep for a few years and then would you remodel it? Do you know any of her intentions, or she never really told me what the goal was, I guess, long-term?
This is a great question. So as I was writing notes with you, the number one note I took down was domino effect down the road, which means I want to go back to Jordan and say, do you know how significant this property is to this family? This is a legacy play for them. And you need to make sure that and I'm sure she'd be willing to put something in a contract that maybe even gives her a deed restriction that prohibits her from doing certain things to the property. I bet, would that sweeten the deal for you guys if she promised to do certain things in a deed restriction that prevented her from being able to mess things up on the property?
Well, it's more about at the end of the day, I mean, we don't want to sell a piece of property and limit what somebody can do on it. It's more about like, it's at the end of the day, like people see this castle that's on the top of the mountain. They think that like it's some kind of a resort that was built like with a millionaire that hired a bunch of guys. Like at the end of the like this, people don't realize this house took us 30 years to build, and it was done with our family. Like it's all hands on with us as a family working together on this place. It took us 30 years. Like people think that like we just hired a crew and came up and busted out a castle in a couple of years. Like people don't understand that this was a labor of love over an entire generation of like since I was 8 years old to like building this castle. I'm 42 now, so
big deal.
It's a big deal to our family, and we just don't want to see it like, you know, it's at the end of the day, it's got a lot of sentimental value to us, and so it's definitely something like we want to know, like, you know, what's somebody's intentions with the place. And like, you know, we've had like giant resort companies that have talked to us about doing things with it. And it's like, you know, at the end of the day, like it's a residential house that's, you know, bigger than normal, but it's not something that we ever envisioned, you know, turning into like some big resort or something like that. But I don't want to sell a piece of property and tell somebody what they can and can't do. Like, I'm not that kind of guy. Like if you want to do something on it, then it's your deal. It's just something we don't want to turn into, like, you know, at the end of the day, it still borders a bunch of our property. It still borders like my uncle's property. Like, it's not something we want to turn into like all of a sudden you got, you know, 500 cars up and down the road a day. Like, it's just something that like we want to keep it a private, secluded, something that somebody like can enjoy and kind of take over the legacy and run with it. You know what I mean? So it is a big deal to us, but at the same time, like, we understand people want to do what they want to do on it. But
no, I get it, brother. I get it. I bought a small property up in Kalispell area, the little farm we have, 20 acres. And most of the people that live on this dirt road that I bought on were not happy when I moved in because I'm not a Montana native, right? And for the first 3 or 4 months, they all hated us. And that's not you guys, I know that, but they assumed that I was going to come in and kind of be like a California guy, you know? And then they find I'm only at the property 4 months out of the year, and we're really quiet and we're peaceful. And now they're all my best friends, you know? And so they didn't want somebody moving into this neighborhood that's super quiet. Yeah. And the reason why Montana is special and Wyoming is special is because of that. Right.
Right.
Then you guys also have a little family nucleus on that road. So I totally get that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's I mean, we've had so many properties that, I mean, just like you say, like, you get a California guy in there and they absolutely ruin it. And they bring, you know, 500 of their buddies. And then pretty soon it's like you don't even recognize the place anymore because it's turned into a community where, you know, it's nothing like what you envisioned it staying as. And that's our biggest fear is like, you know, at the end of the day, we got to move the castle, but we wanted to stay that like prestigious, you know, just kind of a unique like family property that's just got that special feeling to it. That's not turned into some big commercial, like, yeah, like some crazy thing. Like it is a, you know, a big deal to us. But
all right, amazing. I took a lot of notes. I'm going to touch base with Jordan, if you don't mind. Just touch base with your mom, and you and I can just chat in the next couple of days. No big deal.
Absolutely, brother. Appreciate it. That sounds great.
Have a good day. Have a good night.
You too. We'll see you.
Okay, cool. Did you learn anything new, or do you already know all that?
I know the whole story. I've been working on this for over a year.
I know you brought it up to me earlier. It sounds to me like, if I could give you some feedback, it sounds to me like you have not bridged that gap of getting them comfortable that you are going to be in the neighborhood and what your plan for the property. It sounds like they could be lying about a full price offer. They could be, but they've lowered the price significantly. But they also could be telling the truth. The people that lie about full price offers, I'll tell you who they are. Who are they? Real estate agents. Always. Oh, we have a full price offer. We already have stuff going on. Isn't it funny? I'm sorry, real estate agents, but this is why y'all need to learn how to be real estate investors, is because every single person on the planet talks about you behind your back that way. They hate you. everybody hates you because all retail real estate agents want to do is put a house on the same market every other agent wants to put the house on. They have no actual pocket buyers. They can't sell the property themselves. They need the MLS to do all the work for them. Everybody be talking about you behind your back. We all want the business. Okay. So what I would say is, Jordan, we got to maybe do a good job on the next conversation with this guy of saying, this is my plan for the property. This is why I'm a good fit. Do we all understand why price is not always, it's actually very rarely about the house. I'm sorry, it's very rarely about the price. It's always about the situation with the house, which Jordan's done a good job of. I think Jordan's gotten to the 99-yard line. And I think if she presented, like, here's my game plan, here's my business plan, right? This is what I want to do with the property. She could probably bridge that gap and overcome that objection. It sounds like. Would you say that that's correct, Jordan?
Yeah, I feel like it. When I submitted my offer last year, I did write her like a nice long letter, just kind of like how I wanted to preserve the nature of the property and carry on that legacy for them. So
And
I do think a business plan. Well, they didn't accept my offer.
well, you also offered 0% interest and you didn't have a good follow-up game. I shouldn't say that. You probably had a great follow-up game. She probably shut you out because what we learned today is that her son says she gets overwhelmed easily. And so we need you. How close do you live to this, by the way?
About 9 hours.
Okay,
so I drove up.
So you're close. That's like in Dave Lisi's world, that's next door neighbor.
Yeah. I drove up and walked it last May. And I was actually communicating only through the agents. I didn't have direct contact with her previously.
There we go. This makes sense. Do you guys see why more advanced real estate investors stop going through agents? I almost want to make a whole YouTube video about why agents kill deals. Like, they ended up firing the agent. Now he refuses to work with agents. His answer is what we should all tell the agents. Like, you want to sell the house? Sell the house. Come to me and bring a buyer to me and you can sell the house. Yeah, she said 9 hours. That's like next door neighbor stuff on the West Coast. Just FYI, y'all over there on the East Coast, you guys all live in each other's houses. You're all next to each other. On the West Coast, it's the best coast. You know what I'm saying? West Coast is the best coast. We also don't have humidity and mosquitoes like y'all do. We do have mosquitoes, but they ain't like what you guys got. Okay. Okay, Jordan. I'll text you when I know more.
Okay.
It sounds like he'll text me. We'll help you out. Is everybody having a good time today? Do you wish we just did this every day? There was a point in Sub 2 for the first 3 years of Sub 2. I would do this 9-10 hours every single Saturday. Everybody remember the good old days when people cared about me and wanted to give me their leads? Nobody cares about me anymore. Sad. Jordan, you're awesome.
Yo.
Anything I should know, Dave?
I've been talking to them for probably 5-6 months now. It's Gary and Darlene. Darlene unfortunately has cancer. They've had this business and property for 24 years. We've talked about it a couple times. It's that lodge and guide business.
Okay, got it. I got it.
Yeah. You know.
This is Pace.
Oh, that's good.
Gary, my buddy, how you doing?
I see you tried twice and the phone just quit ringing.
No, you know what it was is I was trying to pull up on my rod and I didn't quite catch the fish. I missed the fish. So it's all good. I end
Like me.
yeah. So what do you guys got? You and Dave have been working on this deal for, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 months. Where are you guys at right now on the deal?
I'm not sure, but did you get my text? Matt wants to sit in the realtor.
Yeah, bring Matt on here. Let's do it.
I don't even know if I know how to do that stupid crap.
I mean, when we got a rowboat and we're fly fishing, we need a guide and 2 fishermen. We might as well invite him on the boat.
Now, do you fish, Pace?
I've been fishing the last 3 years and I've been hiring a guide every time I go out because I was a city slicker for 37 years of my life till I finally manned up and said, I'm going to hire a guide to teach me how to do this. So I fish a lot in northern Montana. This year, I'm actually going to come out and hang out with David. I've been hanging out with Dave for quite a while. The last year, I probably saw him in 40 different states. I watched that man fall in love, fall out of love, fall back in love. And now he's going to teach me how to catch 4 different types of salmon. Yeah. What about you? Obviously, you guys are outfitters. You guys do a lot of fishing.
Just a little bit. I've been doing it since I was knee-high to a grasshopper.
When's the best time to go out where you guys are? What's the best week of the year to be there?
Hold on 1 second, Pace. Matt, you there? I am here.
Matt, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm really good. Just
Freaking old school. I added Matt.
You got-
God dang it in your face, guys.
you caught the fish, brother. This is awesome. So, when is the best week of the year to get out to the Kenai?
What are you fishing for, brother?
I want to catch some salmon.
Yeah, I know, but you're talking to a guy that's retired because they took my kings away.
Oh, dang, man. Okay.
Biggest king is 80 pounds.
Wow.
That's a big king. But back in the days, it was pretty glorified. It's going to come back, but you know, any state you go to, a fishing game man, just something, just hang on.
Okay, got it. Matt.
Enjoy fishing silvers in the fall.
Okay.
I like timber fishery, those silver fisheries, and then you got your trout guys like Dave that will go catch trout the rest of the time.
Do you feel like Dave's a good fisherman?
I don't know he's that great, but Dave is a good fisherman. But everybody has their different techniques and their different methods of what they want to fish for. Dave's a trout man. I'm a salmon man. I eat what I catch. I don't let it go.
I see. I feel like Dave's just so big he scares all the fish off. So I don't know.
Well, to call Dave, you know, that would be more being ugly. To scare him off.
Matt, brother, my name is Pace. I don't know if you knew that I was going to be on a call with you guys today, but I'm looking to partner with Dave on buying this deal, and I was hoping to get caught up to speed with where you guys are at on the calls.
Yeah, so you know, I guess I'll just jump right in here and Gary jump in whatever. But Dave's obviously been an interested party here for a little while. He'd be a great fit. I mean, he's obviously a local operator. He's got another lodge business and boats and guides, and young guy, excited, and you know, I think he'd be a great fit for the place. I guided myself up there for 10 years in the Kenai area. Know the area well. I know of Dave. We've had a fair amount of interest from some other parties. We've got a guy out of Hawaii who's an operator who's looking at it pretty hard. We've got a native corporation who are looking to add to their real estate portfolio. They kind of specialize in tourism, looking at it pretty hard. But we sit here today with no true offer on the plate. So we are wide open and ready to negotiate. I know for Gary and Darlene, you know, the owner finance thing isn't necessarily ideal, at least without a pretty significant amount down.
Okay.
Just because they've got, you know, plans in retirement, right? And want to buy some replacement properties and enjoy a little bit of life. And I don't blame them. Don't get me wrong.
I'm 65, my wife's 55, and she just fought cancer all winter. So, and we have a 20-year-old daughter. So
you're saying you don't need more headaches?
Well, it's just, you know, yeah, more or less. I mean, I like to spend money while I'm here. You know, of course, we're going to leave money behind for the daughter and do a trust and all that. But
okay, and if you guys did do an owner finance type of deal, what something that would be entertaining to you?
We put it down to Dave as 4.5, and then I'd like to be paid off in 7 years.
Okay, so 4.5 million down payment.
Yeah,
and then you would carry the rest of that for 7 years.
Like with a balloon. And
okay, and I haven't talked about Dave. I haven't talked to Dave about that, but why would Dave not do that deal?
I don't know. I mean,
4.5.
And, you know, we're trying to cover our assets and stuff. You know, I mean, he came to us, and this is, you know, just what about $1 million down on that. I said, Dave, I cannot carry all the liabilities.
Makes sense.
I really don't want to be a second note, you know. So
on the 4.5, I'm going to go back to Dave tonight or maybe tomorrow, and I'm going to come up with some ideas with him. But the 4.5, in your mind, you get that 4.5. Where's that going? Is that buying new stuff or is that paying off debts?
Well, some. I mean, I have to buy a place up here to live in.
Okay.
We're buying a place in Arizona right now.
Nice.
We're going to try to help our daughter out with a house. So, you know, I mean, in my part, if I'm doing payments all the time, I'm on Medicare right now. So if I sit here and bring in $400,000 or $500,000 a year, then it's no different than being on regular insurance. But it's not even that. It's just, yeah, I have debt to pay off.
Okay. Is the debt on the property itself, or is it other debts?
On the property?
Got it. So most of the property is paid off.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So
that's what asset wise, yeah, I want to cover it. I'm not saying Dave would, but why would you hand something over? And if it did get ran into the ground, then you're kind of like, oh.
Well, I think it'd be kind of like winning the lottery. Let's say hypothetically, I don't know, I'm going to talk to Dave about it, but let's say Dave gave you like $3 million down, hypothetically, and then Dave gets abducted by an alien 6 months later. You take the property back and you keep the $3 million. That sounds like the cheapest $3 million you ever earned in your life.
Except there's no aliens.
Well, Dave, yeah, well, I don't know. I've been to Alaska. There's some aliens up there. I've seen them in Anchorage.
Squash too.
That is very true. But like, let's say Dave gets sick or something happens, heaven forbid, and he can't operate the property. If you write the agreement that you keep his down payment and you take the property back, I feel like that gives you enough security. That's an idea. I'm not saying the yes or no on the conversation. But another idea would be, what if he puts in, hypothetically, he puts in $2.5 million this year, and then a year later he does another $1 million, and another year later he does another $1 million. Is there something like that you guys would be open to?
Yeah, we would probably be, you know, just in our case, you know, I mean, this is just my vision or whatever. This is the second time my wife's battled cancer. Okay. So I'm trying to do her the best I can. Okay. Life is short. We don't know.
Yep.
Even though everything we got is going to our daughter anyways when we're gone. But we want to live comfortable while we're here. So the more we can get down, the better on our part, I believe. Because I'm still a fisherman. I'm still going to go try to purchase me a boat down there in the States and do that. And I do want a home down there, but we don't live in Arizona in the summer. So
yeah, I don't either. This is where I am right now. It's too freaking hot here in the summertime. I moved to Montana in the wintertime, or the summer. I live in Kalispell, just like in a little city called Creston outside of Kalispell.
You got some stuff listed in Kalispell. I know that area.
Yeah, it's awesome. I own 3 RV parks up there, right north of the airport. We just bought one about 6 days ago. It's an awesome place. I love it up there.
Now,
what are you selling over there? Why are you selling stuff there?
It's mostly ranches. I sold, I don't know, I think $75 million last year ranch sales. I mostly do ranches, but we love Alaska and we do some lodge stuff too, but mostly Wyoming, Montana, South Dakota, and Idaho ranch stuff.
Okay, well, you're going to be my guy when I've got 20 acres that I live on in Kalispell. We got a little farm, 8,000 square foot house, but at some point I want to be on a river, and I want to buy something that's, you know, I can just walk out in the backyard and be on a river. So you'll be my guy when I'm ready for that.
Creek.
I'm still putting $1 million into my property. I'm probably going to be there for like maybe 3 more years.
I think Gary's deal. We sold a lot of lodges in Alaska. None of them pencil very well. None of them make that much money.
Yeah.
A lot of them are making a couple $100,000 a year. Gary and Darlene's place is a phenomenally more profitable than most. It is a profitable one. I mean, I'm assuming you saw the books or talked to Dave about the books.
Yeah.
We've got the 2025 P&L finished up too. It's a moneymaker, and they're very diversified. They did a heck of a job building their business. Their reputation speaks for itself. A ton of return clientele.
Right.
It's a good one. It's a good one. I got other stuff for sale there too, but this is a really, really good one. And
to be honest with you, I don't think I definitely would not be interested in buying anything unless it was exactly what you said, which it is. And then if Dave wasn't going to be my partner on the deal, I also would not be involved, because I think Dave could do a really good. Don't you guys think that Dave could be a good operator of this property?
You need to you're like me. You need to start trusting people that they can do the work that needs to be done. Because I'll go out and do something. You can't cut that grass like I want it cut. Or I'll do something because I know, well, they ain't going to do it the way I want it. But you have to let go of that, Dave. Once you get so big, you have to let go of that thought and let people work.
Yeah.
You have to put the work to do the work. You know, otherwise you can't be on the river and be doing this and be doing that, and it just doesn't work that way. I mean, our business this year is we've already booked 2.4 million, so that's not bad for this year. That's pretty good so far. We're way ahead of last year's.
That's awesome. Yeah, Dave, you'd be proud of Dave. He just hired an operator to help him out. There's this wonderful woman he hired named Jordan that's a multi-talented operator. She's taken things off of his hands, which is pretty awesome.
Is that the one he's calling a girlfriend?
No, that's a different one. He's got, man, you know, these guys that are like 7 foot tall, they get all the girls. Yeah, me too, bro. I'm a 5'7" guy, but I told my wife I'm 6'4" when I met her.
You know, I mean, we could sit here and hold on to the business. It's not a dire need to sell. That's kind of why we're pushing for that, because we every year have been dumping our money back into business. Right. And now we're caught up to where, oh, guess what? We're able to pocket $1.5 million this year or whatever.
Right.
So that's kind of why we're wanting to, you know, because we know we can buy stuff by paying it off each year from the business. So the more we can get down, the better.
Totally makes sense. Are you guys open to different structures to get to that 4.5 million? Should I
talk to the balloon after?
Yeah, I think like an escalation down payment where we start with like 2.5 million, then we do another million the next year, etc. Something along those lines where Dave can get in, start operating. Sadly I can't be there to help, but he goes and runs it. We give $1 million maybe every year. And maybe we even elevate the purchase price a little bit to justify that. Are you guys open to at least floating those ideas back and forth?
I think we're open to any ideas on paper. You're going to be making a look at them, Gary. You know, Gary Darlene got legal counsel too, that they want to reduce stuff for sure.
I love it.
Attorney there in PI, who I really like to work with on lots of deals. But Gary, I don't want to speak for you, but I think anything, we'll look at anything on paper.
Okay, cool. I'll get with Dave to talk through some of that stuff, and we'll get with you guys in the next couple of days.
You bet. I told Dave before, all the boats, you know, because the other company, the Native Corporation, is asking, well, how much you have to put back into it every year? I said, dude, just a little maintenance here and there. But all the boats, most of the boats, all the halibut boats got brand new motors on them. The river boats, brand new motors. So unless you're going to buy more boats or anything, the biggest thing, and Dave knows this one, we have two websites. One's a halibut site and one's a fish on site. But Dave's like, how are you getting it searching up there? I was like, buy it and I'm going to tell you.
Nice. I like that.
With this website, I thought, man, I can go to Kodiak and run a business. I can go here and run a business. There's a guy up here that he came up here and he bought a bunch of places, and Dave knows who I'm talking about. He bought 6 different lodges up here, and his website search is not as good as ours. You cannot book all the people that are coming to Alaska. It's just not going to happen. People cater to what you sell. They sell all-inclusive food and all that kind of stuff. We don't do that. We give them cabins, cook your own meals. There are a lot of people that like that.
Right.
And then you have the people that want to come here and they want to be pampered and whatever. Okay, that's not my gig. So
your cabins are new. You got 5 brand new cabins, and there's room to add at least 4 or 5 more. There's definitely room for expansion. So I mean, you've got really nice stuff.
Love it. All right. Well, I got some notes here to go back to Dave with. We'll reach back out in the next couple of days. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you so much.
Yeah. Do you need my phone?
I would love. Yeah, I'm gonna. Okay, got it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
I'll shoot you a text. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Dave, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Good. How you doing, sir?
I know you're funny, but I can throw some good jokes out every once in a while.
Oh, you know the deal.
Okay, so I'm sure you already floated this structure to him. Like the dude makes $1 million a year off this property. Like, why not just use the cash to pay the down payment down? You've already floated this by him, right?
Yeah, kind of like a step, $1 million down, $1 million, and every couple of years kind of deal, and then a payout at like 7 years or something like that. And I think they're just getting advice from their lawyer that they need to kind of like, I think they want to try to cover the assets, not necessarily that they need to be paid off, but enough to like protect them. But I think it's kind of not the greatest advice, but it is tough because it is a very, I mean, for fishing guide businesses, they do extremely well, and they've got it very diversified as far as like what they're charging people for. I think they took in like 300 grand last year of just processing fish. So it's much different than what I do. So, but the thing is, they're fully professionalized. They want to stay on for a year as well. They've got a manager, all their guides coming back, all the boats, everything's pretty much turnkey. And the cabins they have are like full blown houses. They're like concrete, basements and like hardy board siding and laminate floors and all this stuff. So they've done it right for sure, and it's right on the ocean, which is awesome.
Okay. The way that I would overcome this objection is what I would do is I would have Ryan Cox from my family office call the attorney.
Yep.
And I would show a really hyper professional front, because what's happening is Gary wants to get the deal done. The agent wants to get the deal done way more than Gary does. And Gary actually does want to get the deal done. You saw, as I said, hey, I'll go back to Dave and I'll go fishing with Dave with blah, 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 blah. He didn't want to let me get off the call. He wanted to keep selling me on the deal. We do this, we do this, we do this, we do this, we do this. But also, what's the conflicting information that everybody's always going to tell you guys? Look at the desk. What did I write down? This is a lie right here. It's not a dire need for me to sell the property, but life is really short and my wife is battling cancer. You see how he's protecting himself here, but this is the truth. The truth is he wants to retire. He's ready to go. It makes good money. If he can walk away, take the chips off the table and go enjoy his life, he will. But at the same time, he starts realizing I'm giving away too much information. I'm feeding this guy too much information. So at that point, he goes, but I'm not in a dire need. If we need to just keep the property, we need to keep the property.
Yeah.
Okay, then why do you need a 7-year balloon?
Yep.
Conflicting information. Does everybody get this? So you guys have to understand that when you're going through these calls, you have to pick and choose. And I don't usually take notes this way. I take notes this way to entertain you and show you what's popping up in my brain as I'm going through this call. Is this helpful for everybody to see this kind of stuff?
For sure.
So Dave already knows this because Dave's homies with this guy and Dave's been working on this. But I think the thing that's going to block Dave, no matter what Dave does, because Dave has great rapport, level 11 out of 10 rapport with this seller and with the agent. The thing that's blocking Dave is the black swan. What's the black swan? The black swan is the unknown enemy. And you don't always have a black swan in these situations. I'm sorry, you don't always have a black swan on a deal. Zoom agent or Zoom's user says it's the agent. No, the agent is definitely not the black swan. The agent sold $75 million last year. That guy's a gamer. He gets deals done. He flies all over the country. This agent, what's his name? Matt. He's a badass. I like Matt. He's the kind of agent I like talking to.
Yep.
Like he's an agent that Dave's going to do probably a dozen deals with in his lifetime. He's a real guys. When you hear me say I don't like real estate agents, this is the reason why, is because I talk to really good real estate agents. That guy is a good real estate agent. He knows his crap. He knows how to get deals done. He knows how to structure stuff. He's not blocking. He's very charismatic and he's trying to sell us on the property, which is his job. So Matt wants to get the deal done. Gary wants to get the deal done. But who's going to block the deal?
Lawyer, probably.
The lawyer is going to block the deal all day long. So how do we overcome that? The way we overcome that is we have Ryan from my office, or let's say even an attorney. Dave's got money. I don't know if you guys know this, but Dave's got money. Like he's got funny money. He's got an Alaska Kenai salmon money. Okay. So this guy eats caviar for breakfast, guys. Like, am I lying though?
I mean, it's Yeah,
See
I
what
mean,
I'm saying,
salmon.
guys? Like he can't even say no. He eats caviar for freaking breakfast. Okay, that's he got money. So the good thing about Dave, I love this man. He's become a good friend of mine in the last year. But Dave has attorneys and he has people. If I were Dave, I would either A, have my attorney reach out and go, hey, I'm going to be putting some paperwork together to submit a formal offer. And I wanted to just go through and chat and introduce myself and where the offer is coming from. And I would ask a couple of simple questions. I'd say, what does the perfect buyer look like? Do you guys have any objections on seller finance? I don't want to waste your time or our time. And I would let them know that the offer is going to be drafted by an attorney so that they don't just immediately block it, because there's something that's, I want you guys to remember a very powerful statement. Okay. The number one thing that people are afraid of. Do you guys know what the number one thing you're afraid, every human being is afraid of? It's not death. That's number two. Death is number two. Number one,
Success.
no, judgment of their peers. Okay. When you look at the stat, yeah, there you go. Your Zahn says it. It's right there. The number one fear every human being has is being judged by your peers. We are a tribal animal. We want the tribe to appreciate and like us. So what happens with attorneys is they get to a point where the only people they respect are what?
Other attorneys.
Other attorneys, because they don't want to look stupid to another attorney. So if you have an attorney reach out and just go, hey, I'm representing Dave on the offer and I'm going to make sure the paperwork's all good. Just wanted to reach out and introduce myself. I'm from such and such law firm. And you got Jordan, if you helped him with this and you just literally paid them $250 to take this call and introduce themselves, you're going to see a completely different conversation where this attorney is going to be like, oh, yeah, no, seller finance is fine. And this, that, and the other. And now when your offer comes along, they are not going to battle you because they now know that you have an attorney on your team, not just some fisherman named Dave Lisi, the caviar eater. Okay. By
Yes,
the way,
sir.
when I hang out with you, when are we hanging out? What's the date?
I'm going for September 6th through 10th.
Okay,
If
got
that
it.
works.
And you're going to let me bring up like 35 to 50 Owners Club members for this?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. Elliot says another legal peer to explain and show him sub 2 laws in place. I wouldn't even have him show. What I would do is just say, hey, my name is Slim Shady. My name is so-and-so, whatever attorney.
My lawyer's
Yeah.
Lindsay. She's a pretty good one for sure.
Perfect. So, hey, my name is Lindsay. I'm a local attorney, and I'm representing another outfitter that's looking to buy this property. I wanted to introduce myself and let you know where the paperwork was coming from. Real estate agents, as annoying as it might be, do you respect when a buyer calls you and introduces themselves before they submit an offer? Carly Grunman says yes. Dawn says yes. Mona Carter says yes. So what's happening, it's the same kind of thing that was on Jordan's deal, right? Jordan, your deal is that the buyer doesn't know you. And those agents were blocking you from communicating, and those agents didn't quite understand how to do the deal. And so they blocked you. And who knows if they, that letter also is probably overwhelming with the seller, but if the seller knew who you were and then received the letter, it would change everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So drive 9 hours and go get that deal done.